And for the headlines, Ebola crisis, Liberia police fire at Monrovia protests, shortage of public school teachers. Paul George, optimistic about recovery from gruesome leg injury. Mommy D, in a happy sweet relationship with her boyfriend. Live from the most trusted broadcasting center in the Philippines, bringing you the hottest and latest current news straight to your homes. This is Talk Philippines. Good evening, and you are 25 minutes away from being updated on the current events all around the globe. Police in Liberia's capital, Monrovia, have fired live rounds and tear gas during protests after a quarantine was imposed to contain the spread of the deadly Ebola virus. For more details, here's Madel Bigornia.
Residents of the capital's West Point slum area say the barbed wire blockade stops them from buying food and working. 4 people are said to have been injured after the clashes.
Liberia has seen the most deaths, 576, in the world's worst Ebola outbreak, which has hit West Africa this year. A total of 1,350 have died in 4 countries, Guinea, Nigeria, and Sierra Leone, as well as Liberia. Hundreds of West Point residents protested on Wednesday after security forces erected blockades around the slum. One 15-year-old boy was injured in West Point as he tried to cross the barbed wire barricades erected by the security forces, who fired into the air to disperse the protesters. The authorities said they had delivered some emergency food aid to the area. Residents of other Monrovia districts said they were unhappy at not being able to buy food in West Point Market. West Point is an informal settlement home to 50 to 100,000 people. The slum lacks almost everything required for a livelihood, and life has remained unchanged for the impoverished community for decades. Analysts have long argued that residents should be moved out to the mosquito-infested township. But even though the land they reside on belongs to the government, residents are often reluctant to be relocated line.
Despite the announcement of President Benigno Aquino III in his last speech last February that the government has already completed 66,813 backlog classrooms and 62 million book shortage, still the government has not solved the shortages of classrooms, books, and most of all teachers. May more on the details.
Same problem is faced in Capitan Tomas Monteverde Elementary School, where total size of students grew from 4,300 to 4,800. Further, kindergarten class has 800 pupils with only 1 teacher. We are here today in Capitan Tomas Monteverde Elementary School, and we have our guest, Mr. Luis Section, a taxi driver and have 2 children who are currently attending to one of the public schools here in Davao to render some of his opinions. Sir, unsa man nimong reaksyon sa class shifting buntag hapon sa mga estudyante?
Maayo naman pud na kay para mahilo na pud ang atong mga anak ba kay gamay ra baya ang mga classroom ug mga maestra.
At tanaw nimo sir, makaapekto ba ni sa ilang pag-eskwela?
Aminaw na ako magay sa una gani nga huldi pa baba magyapon ni akong grado. Unsa na lang ka ni ron nga hapdi na lang akong mga anak. So amot lang murag wa man yata ni epekto.
Karon sir kanang libre bagyot ang public school sa Pilipinas.
Sa ako adyong kasinatian, layo ra gyud kay nakabayad may og 2,000 sa una nya. Bayad na lang pud ko aron way gubot.
Okay sir, salamat sa imong reaksyon ug salamat sa imong oras. Now, the government is yet to solve the shortage of books, classrooms, and teachers. In fact, teachers from different public schools called for President Benigno Aquino to certify House Bill 245 to demand the increase of the salaries of public school teachers. Back to studio.
Paul George, optimistic about recovery from gruesome leg injury. Mommy Z in a happy sweet relationship with her boyfriend.
Spicy beef mommy from Lucky Me. Sip a little bit and you will be awakened. Ma'am. The hotness of its bricks. You will feel the spiciness of chili pepper. Though life's very tiring and body's very haggard if you eat spicy mommy from Lucky Me. I will not hesitate if my tongue will liberate, you will go blushing, my will awaken and will. Lucky Me spicy beef mommy. Chili pepper!
And we are back. For sports news, Paul George optimistic about recovery from gruesome leg injury. Here's Madel.
As soon as Paul George crumpled in a heap under the basket during Team USA scrimmage 2 weeks ago in Las Vegas, he knew something was horribly wrong. He shared that his injury felt like a burning sensation throughout his whole leg and thought it was in flames. In spite of the pain, he still thanked his doctors, parents, and teammates who supported him from the time the accident happened. The Indiana Pacers guard used crutches to walk with his right leg. Encased in a cast from the knee down, the two-time All-Star has a rod in his right leg, which was broken into places, with pins holding it together in his knee and ankle. He has also begun meeting with the team sports psychologist. George said that he had been talking to the Pacers staff and to his training staff on a day-to-day process. He says he's taking it one day at a time. His team doesn't want to put a date or put a time frame on his recovery. George's injury has prompted a debate over whether NBA players should play for USA basketball. He thinks any criticism of USA basketball is unfair and he still hopes to play for the 2016 Olympic team. George is also changing his number from 24 to 13, which is viewed as an unlucky number. He's making the change so he can go by the nickname PG-13.
Thank you, Madel. For our weather and traffic news update, here's JP Baron. JP?
We are currently live here at Quirino Avenue near at the Central Bank for our traffic update. As you can see on my left, we have the Jacinto extension, and on my right side, we also have Sibangdoy. And as you can see, we have the Quirino Avenue as the main road. Now, for the movements of our traffic, from the northbound lane to the southbound lane, we can see from light to moderate traffic. And from the southbound lane, we also have from moderate to heavy traffic. Then going to Ateneo de Davao, we can see heavy traffic. And from Jacinto Extension, going to Quirino Avenue, we have from light to moderate traffic. So that is all for our traffic update.
Well, we've still got some heavy and thundery showers rumbling around, swirling around this area of low pressure, in turn sinking southwards over the next day or so, confining the heaviest of the showers to Luzon and Visayas. And the good news is, for the northwest, fewer showers, more in the way of sunshine. A map of this radar picture from earlier today shows a good sprinkling of showers, some of those heavy, even thundery in nature. And tonight, those prove very reluctant indeed to fade away, especially down the West Philippine Sea coast. Elsewhere, it becomes dry, as you can see, but with some mist patches floating around. Early morning though, the cloud tending to build up and we see a few showers cropping up. Then just like today, those showers become a lot more widespread and frequent, heavy, even thundery in nature, especially so in central, so as well in eastern areas, but we can rule out the odd heavy showers for Mindanao. As for the rest of the country, a lot of the dry and bright weather, with our temperatures then, at best 29 degrees Celsius in Metro Manila, 31 degrees Celsius at Cebu, and 30 degrees Celsius at Metro Davao, but a breezy day with it, especially later on the eastern side of the country. So this is JP Baron, and that is for today's weather.
At first I thought that you were mine, but I guess you're not enough. Class will soon be starting, but there are lots of expenses, and I don't want to expect that you will bring home something for me.
I brought home something for you.
Kuya Bitoy?
Mr. Donut, $100 for 100 pesos only. Already 8 donuts for you and for me. Fun donuts for everybody. Buy Fun Donuts now!
Honey and Love, two sweet-named callings of Mommy D and her controversial boyfriend, who revealed himself after Mommy D confirmed that finally she found her special someone.
Mommy D, how's your love life?
My love life, fortunately, somebody already got my beautiful heart, my precious heart. I'm so happy with him, and I already have a handsome boyfriend.
How did you two met?
It was a party I held in the mansion. Yes, we sing there, we song songs like that, and I sung the Wrecking Ball, and he recognized my beautiful voice, and there the love story starts.
What about his relationship with your children, especially Manny, that we heard that he's quite hesitant of your relationship with him?
I told Manny that I am already happy with my life, and he cannot do anything about it because I'm happy, and my children cannot decide for me because I'm older than them, and I know what's good for me because I'm in love, and I hope that they will just support me, especially Manny. Manny, I hope you will just support me in this juncture, okay?
So much for that. Could you give us a sample of your Wrecking Ball?
Sure. I came in like a wrecking ball. I never felt so hard in love. All you ever did was reek me. You reek me. Yeah. That's enough.
Oh,
So
thank you,
shy.
Mommy D. You have a voice. Well,
Thank you for inviting me in this beautiful juncture.
and that is Biga Alert.
Well, that was quite a story.
What story?
About Mommy D.
I agree. Age doesn't matter.
Well, so much for that. That ends our 25 minutes of non-stop information.
And 25 minutes of non-stop awareness.
Watch out for tomorrow's broadcast. Same time, same channel. In Davao's #1 TV station. This is
Top Philippines!